All right, here is this wonderful app called Seesaw, and it can be used pretty much for any grade level, but it is especially cool for elementary school because of the capabilities that you have where you can write on an iPad or write on a Chromebook with a stylus on the different worksheets that you have on the computer, and how the kids can access the Seesaw app using a QR code. So let's go ahead and first of all figure out how to sign in. So obviously I'm a teacher. If a student was getting on, they would click I'm a student. And then you're going to go to create an account. And you type in your first name, last name, put in your email address, put in a password, and then you're going to go ahead and hit create teacher account, and then you're in, and it's going to give you some pages to show you what Seesaw is all about. Like I said, some of the uses. So then you're going to hit set up class, and then you're going to name your class. So I'm just going to put test class, and I'm going to put that is for, I put first grade. And then you're going to hit the check mark. All right, so on the screen you can actually see that it says student sign-in mode, and the really cool thing about Seesaw, especially for kinder, first and second grade, is that the kids don't have to type anything in to get here. All they have to do is scan a QR code. So as long as you have a QR code reader on your computer, or on your Chromebook or on your iPad, then it will just automatically read this little code and the kids will be in the computer, and then they only have to pick their names. So you can see a little picture of this right here in the center of the screen where the kid's using an iPad to go ahead and scan this QR code. So you're going to hit submit, and then you would put in the names of some kids, and I am just going to make up some names of students just to show you how easy this is. So you would put in the names of your kids. You can add kids later, and then it's going to create the class. Okay, so after you create your class on Seesaw, then it's going to go ahead and send you an email, and that's what this is right here. Okay, so on here it says how students are going to sign into Seesaw. So what you're going to need to do is you're going to add the Seesaw app to your Chromebook. On this shelf at the bottom of the screen is one good thing that you can do. Or you can have the Seesaw app on your iPad as a little app that the kids can go ahead and click and open up. Okay, and when they get there, they're going to pick that they're a student, and then they're going to go ahead, and then after they click that, then they're going to pick up their QR code and scan it, and then they're going to pick their name. So this is the email that's actually going to go ahead and give you the QR code, and your QR code is located down here at the bottom of the page, which is awesome. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and try to look for a first grade lesson because I said that it was a practice first grade class. So I'm going to hit Browse Activity Library. And there's Getting Started with Seesaw in First Grade. So whatever grade level you pick, it will try to give you some activities that go along with it, that's awesome. So Getting Started with Seesaw in First Grade, these are some cute activities. Show what you know in math. So we could try to do this, or explain math. Let's try, or get to know. Okay, so let's try activity 1. Show what you know in math. So you're going to tap the add button. You're going to take a photo of your, I like it. I forgot to put the heart. You're going to take a photo of your work, and then you're going to tap the check and add it to your journal. So that's one thing that you could do if you wanted to add it to your collection and share it to your students. You can do that. So these are the kids in my class. I'm going to hit Test Class. I'm going to hit Share with these kids in my class. Okay, and then it says that the activity's on there, and then the kids can do it. So I want to keep browsing, and I want to add some other activities that I think that my students will do a great job with. So let me go ahead and look for another activity that I think is kind of cool. This would be good for the beginning of the year, so I like it. I want to add it to my collection. I want to call it All About Me. And hit create. It's going to go in All About Me. Okay, I'm going to share this with my kiddos. And then we're going to get out of this, go back, and then we're going to go to my library now to see what all I've put in here. So here are the activities that I have. And then you can see which things you've shared with the class. So these are the activities that we've shared with the class. Okay, so the next step, what I want to show you is what it looks like from a kid's perspective when you have these activities and what you can do with a Chromebook. And then I'll go back to this screen to show you what it looks like when they turn it in. Okay, we are going to log in as a student to a Seesaw account so you can see how that works. So your students would click, I'm a student, and then they're going to go ahead and hold up the QR code, which I'm going to have on my iPad just to make it easy on me. And the camera's going to come up, hello, and then you're going to go ahead and scan QR code. It's going to take a second. Oh, come on. And this will probably be your kids. And then it's going to go ahead and come up. And then on here, it's going to say journal. So you could do journaling activities with your students. You could do just regular activities like the ones that I found and I assigned to my class. So on here, I'm going to go to activities. You can see the names of the kids on here. So they get to pick what their name is. You could even have them take a picture with a camera of themselves so that their little faces could appear by the name Alice instead of these different pictures. So right here, I want to click on activities. And then these are all the different activities that they get to pick from. So I'm just going to go ahead and go to this reflecting on me. And this is on a Chromebook. I don't know if you can see that. Okay, and it would be a great idea to have the Seesaw app down here at the bottom of the screen so your little students could just click on it to get it to go to the Seesaw app to where they could click I'm a student. And then follow the steps that I just showed you a minute ago. And then the cool thing about this is the kids can listen to the instructions by hitting play instructions.
Reflecting on me. Number 1, use the template to share more about you. Reflect on who you are. Number 2, use the label tool to answer each box. Think deeply and carefully. Number 3, make sure you add 1 to 2 emojis per label. Number 4, use the record tool to share your creation. Have fun.
Okay, I love that I don't have to sit there and read the directions to them. They can actually play it. So that's one of the first things that you would want to teach them. You're going to click add. And then the kid is going to go ahead and click on what their name is. So I'm going to click Alice. And then they can play the instructions again to see what they need to do if they forgot already. But down here at the bottom, you can click to do whatever you want to. So if you want to label things, if you want to draw on it, I would suggest actually going to the dollar store and buying some stylus little pens that you can use so that the kids can actually write on the Chromebook or on the iPad so they can practice their writing, because this is just an awesome tool. So let me go ahead and show you. You can click on the screen and hit draw. Okay, and then you can actually go in here and you can put, my friends tell me I am nice. And if you want to take the screen and put it back like this to where the kids have a flat surface, let me move this over a little bit right here, to write with, that would even be better for them. My name is, and they could write their name in here, Alice. And they actually have some stylus pens that actually look like pencils, which I found online before too. But these were really cheap. They were only $1 at the dollar store. I'm good at reading. Okay, so those are all ways that the kids can start to answer questions, and then all they would need to do is click on the green button at the top to turn it in. And then it says waiting for teacher approval, so I'll show you my screen here in a minute again. Okay, so when a student has turned an assignment in, it's always important to make sure that you check to see that they have it turned in. And you can actually see, you might want to do the refresh button up here at the top. It says one response waiting for teacher approval. So you can review it and make sure that you scroll down to the bottom, and you can see that yes, indeed, Alice did turn one assignment in. And I'm just gonna, you can open it up, and if I was a real teacher, I wouldn't approve this because there's a whole bunch of boxes that are empty, but just to show you, I'm gonna hit approve on hers. And if you had tons of them, they were already down here, you could approve them all. Okay, so then hers has been turned in. And it's just super easy to grade their activities, and it's all in one spot. And so when Jennifer and Marty turn theirs in, you'll have them all here to look at. So there's tons of different activities that you can do on here. I encourage you to get into the program and start checking out things that you would use in your classroom, but have fun learning. When your students are done with their Seesaw activity for the day, then what they need to do is make sure that they sign out. So up here in the top left-hand corner, you want to go ahead and teach them to click on Student Account and then to click on Sign Out. And then hit Sign Out again. Hope this helps.